This week on String of Pearls, we have a great charter coming up on Saturday night, so this week we get ready for that trip. We have some supplies to take down to the boat, a mechanical issue to investigate, and a great time out on the water. Thanks for joining us this week on String of Pearls.
You what?
You'd hope if someone found it, they would see his phone number on his checkbook and call him.
This is Chef Mary Beth. She does lots of things to help us on the boat. Hey, Mary Beth.
I'm going to film you.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You're being filmed right now.
Oh, good. I'm Chef Mary Beth. Hi.
Is that how loud you speak?
Is that too loud?
No, it's too quiet.
Oh.
All right, we have to take all this.
Chef Mary Beth on String of Pearls.
We have to take all this down to the boat.
All right, let's do it. Oh.
Right, so it becomes part of your hand. Don't worry about looking here. Just point this thing at something.
Okay.
Because we'll edit it. Like all this conversation, we'll edit it
I
out.
know. That's all.
Just rotate it like that.
Oh.
See how I did that? Now it's selfie mode. The selfie mode. See? Then just rotate it back like that.
Got it.
Pick up the door for you. B-roll, you're not supposed to put any sound.
Oh, wow. I haven't been trained.
Okay, we're down in the engine room, or we're going into the engine room. We've got some kind of a loose battery cable, and I am going to try and patch it up. I've got Bailey here with me. Come here, Bailey. Look. Bailey's going to help. Really? That's not very much help. Alright, so this is my first on-camera excursion. We're gonna into the engine room. We'll see if we're able to. I'm too fat. I have a love-hate relationship with this engine room. It's laid out pretty good, but it's still cramped. I'm a little too old and fat to be crawling around down here too much. These are our batteries. They're new to us. I had a great guy named Drew Orr install them. You need boat service down here. I highly recommend him. Great guy. You know, and you meet a ton of nice people on the water. And he's one of them for sure. He has a great business. Another guy that you'll get to meet is named James Stoddard. He's a diesel mechanic, and he knows how to do everything. But you'll meet him later on. All the wires and connections look nice and tight here, so I don't think that's where the problem is. The main issue that I'm having is the starboard motor is dragging a little bit when I try to crank it.
These are new batteries for us. We installed.
Let's crawl back here and take a look at this starter and make sure that the connections are okay. Hard to get positioned sometimes. Maybe I can figure out how to get the camera set up. There we go. iPhones are useful for all kind of things.
Man, I don't see any.
Well, I couldn't seem to find anything wrong, but you have to understand, I am terribly and unusually paranoid and uncertain when it comes to electrical things. This is just 12 volt power to the starter, but it still makes me extremely nervous. This is a fear I have to overcome in the weeks and months and probably years to come. It's a weakness. That and wind. And potato chips. But I'll work on it.
You know what? I'm such an idiot. That shows you don't be an idiot. It's actually the starboard engine. Bailey!
It was at this time that I realized that I'd been looking at the wrong engine the whole time. It's easy to get turned around on the boat,
Come here, Bailey. Down here.
and sometimes I make mistakes and get port and starboard
Come here. Hey.
confused.
Fine.
Bailey was getting really impatient
Hey, Bailey.
too.
Fine.
So I decided to take a look over here at the right engine, starboard engine. But with Bailey getting impatient and things not going exactly how I wanted to, I didn't feel like crawling over there.
That's my 32 volt alternator.
We'll just let James take care of it.
That's all there is to it. So that was a failure.
Yeah, press the top button. It says it's taken down.
We don't have bow thrusters on String of Pearls, just the two motors. and that's what we use to control the boat in close quarters. Starboard controls are on the right, port on the left, with the throttle and the gear selector on each side. But it's pretty easy to control, although sometimes probably a bow thruster would be nice. But it is a 1957 model after all. This is definitely my favorite thing about String of Pearls: driving the boat. This was a windy day, but sitting on the bridge, it didn't seem to bother us all that much. We had clear blue skies, a gorgeous afternoon, and once we figured out that we needed to get out of the way of the camera, we tried to set up for a really nice view. I can't tell you how excited I am to have my son Matthew involved in helping me with this boat. He's become so interested in all the things surrounding our nautical experience. He's learned so much and has been doing it really a long time. I think our first trips on the water started out when he was about 6 or 7. He's come a long way in the last decade, and we have a great time together. Out on the horizon, you can see the Golden Ray roll on, roll off vehicle transport ship. This past summer, this ship capsized in the St. Simons Sound and has remained there ever since. They're finally getting everything together to cut it up and take it out. It should take another several months, for that to be complete, so I'm sure that we'll be able to get a lot of footage of it. The wind was blowing hard out of the west today, so it was a little bit too rolly to go check it out. We decided to go up the Intercoastal Waterway instead and see what was going on in the marsh. But it's amazing to think about all the bad things that could have happened with the Golden Ray, but didn't happen because of the quick thinking of the pilot. He did a great job of thinking about what was going on as the vessel began to capsize and moved it over onto a sandbar so that it wouldn't block the channel and it wouldn't fully submerge. He did a great job of avoiding a human loss catastrophe, as nobody lost their life, as well as an ecological and economic disaster, because the port remained open, and other than a little bit of diesel fuel and bunker oil, no real environmental impact was felt.
No, our boat's not capsizing. We just had the camera installed at a bad angle. Sorry about that. We're new to this whole filming thing, and we'll work hard in the future to make sure that we set up the cameras a little bit better. But we're not capsizing. This was a crazy beautiful afternoon. The wind was blowing a little hard, true, but for the most part, it was just lovely. Not a cloud in the sky. We turned north up the Intercoastal Waterway, and so we had a great western view. The temperature was starting to drop a little bit, but so far it wasn't too cold. In fact, it's a nice enough day to where in just a few minutes everybody decides to come outside. Towboat US, this is String of Pearls, Channel 16. Over on the port side, there was a Towboats US boat that I think had just helped another boat get pulled off the mud. I think somebody had gotten stuck or something. But I had just wanted to call him to make sure that everything was okay. You know, it just makes sense to be friendly to folks, especially at Towboat. You never can tell when you might need one. I should have switched over cameras to show you, but Matthew's actually driving. He is a really, really good driver of this boat. I would have never, ever believed it if you'd have told me 6 months ago or a year ago that we'd be doing this together, driving up and down the Intercoastal Waterway, taking people out to have a great time on the water. Look how nice and smoothly he puts the boat right through the gap. Well done, Matthew. As the sun began to come down, all the people from the bachelorette party decided to come outside and take some pictures. I think photographers call this the golden hour, where the sun's getting really low on the horizon and everything turns such a beautiful shade of orange. You can see how windy it is. There's the bride right there, in white, of course. They had a great time. Chef Mary Beth loves taking pictures of everybody and does a really good job. She gets them all to get the right pose and knows the best places to take pictures. We are so glad to be able to take people out on the water and let them see the amazing sights all around St. Simon's Island. We're right now going across what's called the Manhead Sound and entering into the Frederica River. Just a few miles north is Fort Frederica, which was built by the British in the 1700s to guard all of these waters from potential invaders. It's one of my favorite areas in the world, and we like nothing better than being able to go out and see all the sights. We're all looking forward to the warmer days ahead, and maybe the wind will quit blowing. But even so, as the sun continues to dip, things are still pretty good down here. Thanks for watching this week, and be sure to check back in with us, as in the next episode you're going to see the beginning of the clean out of the boat, where we start getting ready and getting organized for the restoration project to begin.